Sometimes you need a lens that brings the world closer than your eyes ever could. Whether it's wildlife in the distance, athletes on the field, or breathtaking landscapes compressed into dramatic frames, the Canon RF 100 to 500 mm f4.5 to 7.1 L IS USM is built for those who crave reach without sacrificing quality. Today, let's dive into what makes this lens a favorite among Canon shooters, the real advantages you'll love, the compromises you'll need to accept, and whether it's worth the investment. The Canon RF 100 to 500 mm is part of Canon's L-series lineup, which means premium optics, rugged build quality, and professional-level performance. It's designed for the RF mirrorless system, filling the role of a super-telephoto zoom lens that covers everything from moderate telephoto to extreme reach. For wildlife photographers, birders, and even sport shooters, it promises to be a versatile companion in the field. One of its standout strengths is versatility. With a zoom range from 100 mm all the way to 500 mm, it gives you flexibility to frame both tighter portraits of animals and wide environmental shots without swapping lenses. That flexibility is invaluable when your subject doesn't wait around for you to change gear. The image quality is another major pro. Canon's L-series optics ensure sharpness and clarity across the zoom range. Even at the longer focal lengths, images look crisp and detailed with rich colors and strong contrast. Chromatic aberrations and distortions are well controlled, which is impressive for such a long zoom lens. Autofocus performance is also a highlight. Thanks to Canon's dual Nano USM motors, focusing is fast, precise, and quiet. When you're photographing wildlife, you need your lens to lock on quickly, and this one rarely disappoints. For video shooters, the quiet motors are equally important, keeping your footage smooth and free from distracting noise. Another big advantage is image stabilization, with up to 5 stops of stabilization, and even more when paired with cameras that have in-body stabilization. This lens makes handheld telephoto shooting far more practical. It's especially helpful when working at the longer end of the range, where even the smallest shake can ruin a shot. But as with all gear, there are compromises. The first one is the variable aperture. At f4.5 on the wide end and f7.1 on the long end, this lens isn't the brightest. In low light conditions, you may need to bump up your ISO or use slower shutter speeds, which could limit certain types of photography like night sports or dawn wildlife shoots. The second drawback is the price and size. This is an expensive lens, and while it's lighter than some of Canon's prime super telephotos, it's still a big, heavy piece of glass to carry around. For casual shooters, it may feel like too much to handle, both physically and financially. So, is the Canon RF 100 to 500 mm f4.5 to 7.1 L IS USM worth it? If you're serious about wildlife, sports, or any genre where reach and image quality matter most, this lens is an incredible tool. The sharpness, stabilization, and autofocus performance make it one of the most capable telephoto zooms available for Canon's RF system. Yes, it's pricey, and the aperture is on the slower side, but for those who need its power, it's hard to beat. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this review, hit that like button, subscribe for more honest gear breakdowns, and tell me in the comments, would you take this lens on your next adventure, or do you prefer something lighter and more budget-friendly?